A sudden sound of footsteps echoes through Heartland Ranch, a sound Amy never expected to hear again. After years of heartbreak, healing, and learning to live without him, everything changes in a single moment. Heartland Season 20 is about to deliver the twist fans have begged for, because Ty Borden is finally coming home, and Amy and Lyndy are completely unprepared for what's about to happen. Heartland Season 20 begins with a shift in the air, a feeling that something important is coming, something Amy can sense but cannot explain. For years, the ranch has been a place of healing and quiet strength, a place where life slowly rebuilt itself after the massive hole Ty Borden left behind. Amy has learned to move forward for Lyndy, for the family, and for herself. But even after all this time, she still carries moments where Ty's memory pulls at her heart in unexpected ways. The episode opens with Amy finishing her early morning chores in the barn. The horses are restless, more sensitive than usual, and Amy can't shake the uneasy feeling building inside her. Lyndy runs around the yard laughing with Spartan, but every so often she stops and looks toward the road, as if waiting for someone she can't describe. Jack notices this too. He leans against the railing, arms crossed, eyes narrowed with quiet concern. He feels that shift, that familiar tug, but he doesn't say anything yet. Meanwhile, Lou is preparing for a busy day at the Dude Ranch, focusing on keeping the family grounded as usual. Georgie sends a quick message from training camp, telling Amy she had a strange dream about Ty, a dream that felt more like a warning than a memory. Even Tim, who rarely shows emotion unless pushed, feels something unsettled inside him. He brushes it off, but the tension lingers. As the episode moves through its early scenes, the writers build suspense with small moments viewers feel but can't yet explain. A wind blowing through the ranch stronger than usual. A quiet stillness that makes Amy stop mid-task. A horse that keeps staring at the driveway, refusing to move. Then comes the first real crack in the normal rhythm of Heartland. Amy receives an unexpected message from a private medical facility. It's vague, saying only that someone she once knew has been discharged and is returning to his last known home. Amy assumes it's a mistake. She tells herself it has nothing to do with Ty, but her hands shake as she reads the message again. This is when the tension starts to deepen. Lou notices Amy's distraction and asks what's wrong, but Amy hides the note, not wanting to open old wounds without reason. She walks toward the fields trying to process her emotions. She whispers to herself that Ty is gone, that she accepted this, that life has moved forward, but her heart refuses to believe it. Something feels different today, something she hasn't felt in years. Jack, watching from a distance, studies her carefully. He knows Amy better than anyone. He knows she's shaken. And as he sees her hold the folded message in her hand, he realizes something more is happening. But instead of pressing her, he walks to the barn in silence, giving her space while preparing himself for whatever may come. As the sun begins to set, Lyndy suddenly stops playing and stares at the entrance of the ranch. Her eyes widen. She tugs on Amy's shirt and says a simple sentence that sends a shiver down Amy's spine. "Mommy, someone's coming." Amy turns, heart pounding, expecting a visitor, maybe a truck from town, but the road remains empty. Only dust moves in the distance. She laughs it off nervously, trying to convince herself it's nothing. But Lyndy stays quiet, holding Amy's hand tightly, as though she knows something Amy does not. The entire atmosphere of Heartland shifts into suspense. The ranch feels alive, almost like it's holding its breath. Every family member senses that the past is about to collide with the present, but none of them can imagine how big the moment will be. Because Ty Borden, a name they haven't spoken aloud in years without pain, is already on his way back to Heartland. And the truth behind his disappearance is more shocking than anyone could have prepared for. The second section of the episode begins with a growing storm moving across the sky, the kind of quiet, heavy storm that feels symbolic, as if Heartland itself knows a life-changing moment is near. Amy puts Lyndy to bed early because the child seems uneasy. She keeps saying the same thing over and over again, "Daddy is coming home." Amy smiles softly, brushing Lyndy's hair back, whispering that dreams can feel real sometimes. But inside, Amy's heart twists. Those words echo louder than they should. And she can't explain why they affect her so deeply. After Lyndy falls asleep, Amy steps outside for air. She stands on the porch with her arms crossed, watching lightning flicker behind the mountains. The wind picks up, and she closes her eyes for a moment, trying to steady her emotions. Years have passed. She has rebuilt her strength. She has learned to stand on her own. So why does she feel this strong pull, almost like Ty is somewhere close, trying to reach her? Inside the house, Jack and Lou sit at the kitchen table. Jack's face is tense, filled with unspoken worries. Lou finally asks him what's bothering him, and Jack admits something he's been holding in. "I feel like we're on the edge of something big," he says quietly, staring at the floor. "Something we've been waiting on for a long time." Lou narrows her eyes, realizing Jack is talking about Ty without actually saying his name. She wants to dismiss the thought, but she can't. The entire ranch feels strange tonight. The next morning, everything becomes even more intense. As the storm clears, a mysterious envelope arrives at Heartland. A plain one. No name. No sender. Just a single piece of paper inside. Amy opens it and immediately feels her knees weaken. It's a medical release document, one that confirms someone with Ty's exact name, age, and description has been discharged from a confidential protection program. The signature at the bottom is faded but unmistakable. Ty Borden. Amy drops the paper, breath shaking as she kneels to pick it up again. She's not sure if she's imagining things. She's not sure if this is a cruel mistake or a miracle. But the proof is right there in her hands. Ty is alive. Somewhere out there. And he is finally free to return home. Lou rushes over when she sees Amy trembling. She reads the document and gasps, covering her mouth with her hand. The first thing she says is, "Amy, this means he survived. All this time, he was alive." But Amy can't speak. She collapses into a chair, staring at the paper like it holds the answers to every emotionally painful year she has lived. Jack steps in, takes the document, and studies it with silent intensity. His jaw tightens. He nods once, almost to himself, and says the words that finally break the tension, "Ty's coming back." "I can feel it." Amy bursts into tears, not because of fear, but because the possibility of hope feels too heavy, too overwhelming to handle all at once. Tim walks in next. At first, he thinks the family is overreacting, until he sees the paper in Jack's hand. Tim's face darkens, his emotions battling inside him. Anger, relief, confusion, everything hits him at once. He demands answers, asks where Ty has been, why he didn't come home, what could have kept him away all these years. But no one has answers yet. Only one thing is clear, Ty survived something far bigger than any of them knew. As the family tries to gather themselves, Amy excuses herself and goes to the barn, needing space to breathe. She holds Spartan's reins, using the calm of the horse to steady her heart. She whispers softly, "Is it possible? Is Ty really coming home?" Spartan nudges her shoulder gently, as if he understands. The barn becomes a sacred space of memories, moments of their first kiss, their fights, their healing, their laughter. Everything comes rushing back at once, almost suffocating in its intensity. While Amy processes the shock, Jack stands on the porch, watching the long road that leads to the ranch. His chest tightens with anticipation. Jack has always been the emotional anchor of the family, but even he can't hide the tremble in his hands. He knows what Ty meant to Amy. He knows what Ty meant to the ranch, to Lyndy, to all of them. And if Ty is really coming home, then everything will change. Meanwhile, Lou walks into Lyndy's room to check on her. The little girl is awake, sitting on her bed, staring out the window with wide eyes. Lou gently asks if she had another dream. Lyndy nods slowly. "He's coming, Auntie Lou," she whispers. "Daddy is coming soon." Lou's breath catches as she watches the child speak with a confidence she shouldn't have. Lou hugs her tightly, tears filling her eyes. By evening, the entire family is restless. The wind is quiet now. The ranch feels still. Too still. It's the kind of silence that appears before something life-changing happens. Amy stands alone outside, staring at the driveway. Her heart pounds harder with every passing second. She doesn't know what she expects to see, but something in her soul tells her she needs to be there. And then, in the distance, a faint sound echoes. The slow crunch of tires against gravel. A sound the ranch hasn't heard in years. Amy freezes. Jack steps out behind her. Lou covers her mouth. Tim stiffens, eyes narrowing as he tries to see through the haze of dust rising from the road. The vehicle approaches slowly, deliberately, as if carrying a truth too heavy to rush. Amy's whole body trembles. Because deep inside, she already knows. Borden is almost home. The truck rolls closer, kicking up dust that hangs in the air like a curtain hiding the truth. Amy feels her pulse in her ears. She can't move. She can't breathe. Every step forward of that truck feels like a step back into a past she buried, a past she mourned, a past she never thought she would see in living form again. Jack takes a single step closer to her, steadying her without touching her. He senses the storm of emotions building inside her: fear, hope, disbelief, longing, all crashing at once. The truck slows, and then stops at the exact spot where Ty used to park years ago. A silence falls over the ranch, heavy, tense, almost unreal. The driver's side door stays closed for several seconds, but to Amy, it feels like an eternity. She grips the railing beside her to keep from collapsing. Lou stands behind her, covering her trembling lips as tears threaten to spill. Tim stands stiff like stone, jaw clenched, wanting answers more than anything. Even the horses fall silent, watching the driveway with eerie stillness. Then the door slowly opens. A boot steps out first. Familiar. Worn. The exact style Ty always wore. Amy gasps softly, her hand flying to her mouth. The figure steps out fully, and though older, thinner, and carrying years of silent struggle in his eyes, there is no doubt. It's Ty. Alive. Real. Standing only a few feet from home. Amy's breath leaves her completely. Her body freezes. She whispers his name without meaning to, a soft, broken, trembling, Ty. The sound cuts through the silence like a spark in the dark. Ty lifts his eyes, those same warm eyes Amy memorized years ago, and when he sees her, everything inside him breaks. The pain, the loneliness, the years of isolation all collapse into a single moment of truth. Amy, he whispers, his voice cracking. It's the first time he's said her name in years, and it carries every emotion he fought to survive. Amy steps forward, then stops, unsure if what she's seeing is real. She touches her own arm, her breath unsteady, as if afraid she might wake up from a cruel dream. But Ty is there, hurting but alive. Present. Breathing. Standing on Heartland soil once again. Jack is the first to move. He walks slowly toward Ty, eyes glistening with tears he tries to hide. Ty straightens as Jack approaches, unsure of how he will react. But Jack's voice trembles as he speaks. I thought we lost you, son. The word, son, breaks what little strength Ty has left. Before he can respond, Jack pulls him into a tight, emotional embrace. Ty closes his eyes, letting the weight of years lift from his shoulders for the first time. Lou steps forward next. She covers her mouth, tears streaming freely now. Ty, how? Why didn't you tell us? Her voice breaks repeatedly, unable to hold back the pain of all those years of confusion. Ty tries to explain, but emotions choke his voice. I wanted to. Every day. But I couldn't. They wouldn't let me. His hands shake as he speaks, as though the memories are too heavy to carry alone. Tim, who has stood silently for too long, steps in with force. He grabs Ty's arm, pulling him close. You should have fought harder, he yells, but his voice cracks under the weight of hidden heartbreak. We buried you in our hearts, Ty. We lived with that pain every damn day. There's anger, but beneath it, a deep ache. Ty meets Tim's eyes, whispering, I tried. Tim, I tried so hard. And in that moment, the anger melts, replaced by silent, powerful relief. Tim's eyes soften. He places a hand on Ty's shoulder, squeezing it firmly. Your family, he says quietly. That never changed. But the most emotional moment is still unfinished. Because Amy hasn't moved. She stands frozen, tears flooding her eyes, but her body unable to step forward. Ty turns to her slowly, taking one careful step toward her. Amy, he whispers again, voice soft, hurting, hopeful. I'm here now. Those words shatter everything inside her. Amy finally takes a trembling step. Then another. And another. Her hands shake violently as she reaches out. She touches his face gently, as if afraid he might vanish at her slightest movement. When her fingers brush his skin and she feels real warmth, real life, her legs give out and she almost collapses. Ty catches her immediately, holding her close with a desperation that has lived inside him for years. Amy bursts into sobs, her voice muffled against his chest. Why didn't you come home, she cries, gripping his jacket tightly. Ty buries his face in her hair, struggling for breath. I wanted to. I swear I wanted to, but I had no choice. They kept me away to keep you safe. Amy pulls back just enough to see his face, tears streaming down her cheeks. Safe from what? She whispers. Ty looks down, the heavy truth weighing on him. From people who tried to hurt me, and could have hurt you too. I was in a protection program. They told me contact meant danger. His voice breaks as he speaks. But every day, every single day, I thought of you and Lyndy. Amy's heart shatters in a different way, no longer from grief, but from the overwhelming truth that Ty never abandoned them. He was taken. Hidden. And he survived to come back. Behind them, unseen by the adults, Lyndy stands quietly on the porch. She rubs her eyes, unsure if she is dreaming or awake. When she sees the man hugging her mother, she steps closer, her tiny voice barely loud enough to hear. Daddy? Ty hears it instantly. The world stops. He turns slowly, tears already filling his eyes again. Lyndy walks toward him with hopeful steps, looking like the little girl who has waited her entire life for this moment. Ty kneels. His voice breaks as he whispers, Lyndy, baby, it's me. And when Lyndy throws her arms around him, Ty holds her like he is holding the entire world. The family watches through tears, knowing this moment is bigger than anything Heartland has shown before. Ty Borden is home. And nothing will ever be the same again. And now, the moment Chicago has been bracing for. The trailer ends with a shot that flips everything upside down. Tommy walks into an empty warehouse, quiet, too quiet. His footsteps echo. His phone buzzes. One message, you chose wrong. Before he can react. Boom. The doors slam shut behind him. Miguel steps out of the shadows, surrounded by his top men. There's no negotiation now. There's no deal to fix. There's only one rule left, survival. But here's the twist: the trailer hides between the frames. Miguel isn't there to kill Tommy. Not yet. He wants to break him first. He wants Tommy to watch his empire fall piece by piece, starting with the people he loves. Yes, this is where everything becomes personal. We see a split-second montage. D-Mac running down a dark alley. Mireya crying as someone grabs her arm. Claudia pointing a gun at someone we can't see. And Tommy screaming, "Don't touch them." The screen cuts to black. Then Miguel's voice whispers one line that sends chills down your spine. Chicago is mine now. And just when you think the trailer is done. One final shot, Tommy opens his eyes, full of rage, full of fire, and says, "Not for long." Fade out. Season 3 Episode 4, Is War.